And so it begins, the journey back up to our home state of Washington. So here's our totally empty spot, and that's the table that we hope will still be there when we get back. So, car's all hooked up. Bob's just waiting for me to go in and he'll check the lights. So I'll continue this as we start pulling out of the park. And here we come to the gate. Gotta make sure we're all the way over. Let's see, go take the sticker off.
Thank you.
You have a safe
Okay, see you next year.
Oh, see you next year.
Bye-bye. So I am hoping that the Ram family will already be out here. Now if they are, they're going to be down the far end of the golf course over here. So I think I might see them there. I'm not sure. That's just scoot along here. And I'll pause this a minute. Well, doesn't look like the family is out yet. I was hoping to get one last glimpse of them. Let's see, nobody's over there. They usually come out after Bob's out here at 9 o'clock in the morning. And they usually come up here from the left and they cross the road. So, that ends our 2021, 2022.
Vultures.
Oh, there's a couple of vultures sitting here in the tree. I don't know if you can see them. Boy, the one's sitting over with the wings spread.
They spread to dry the wings out.
Oh, Bobby said they spread to dry their wings out. I wonder how they got wet. So, back to the step. Bob thinks he's figured it out because when we just close the screen door, the step works like it should. Once he goes to shut the regular door, after that, the step goes back out. So I'm going to be climbing up in and out again this year, coming home. Oh boy. But at least now he can fiddle with it while we're in Vegas. We'll be there about 3 days and give him something to do. You know, it's always something. You just kind of go with the flow. So we're a little later leaving, not by a whole lot, because we had planned on making sure the rig was pulled out by 8. It's now 8:40 and we're just now, you know, we still had to hook up the car and everything. So we're ready. So I'm going to leave this off till we get down to the highway and I'll come back on for a minute. We have now turned off Imperial Dam Road and we're on Highway 95. So we'll be on this road pretty much all the way up to Las Vegas. So this is what the scenery will be. As different things come up, I'll turn you back on. But that's about it for right now, folks. See you in a bit. And we're back. We're about an hour down the road, and we're coming to the town of Portside. Now, if you can notice off to the right and the left, you see a lot of motorhomes and rigs out in the field. You see there's a sign for Portside. And this is the area where you'll hear about, you know, on news and different reports where people just kind of come and they park. They boondock, which means they don't have any hookups. They just rely totally on their own power in the rig. Now, normally there's a lot more here, but you know, now is the time of year when people start heading back home up north. If any of you watched that movie Nomad with Frances McDormand, I think this is around where they shot a lot of it because they were staying out with a whole bunch of people out in the field. Let's see over here, here's one where they can stay and do have hookups, but they pay a lot more. And every year this town has a big, oh, what would you call it, honey? I want to say festival, but it's not. But they have all these vendors come and they sell all kinds of stuff. They have motorhomes for sale. It's just, you know, really kind of a big deal for this town. Otherwise, that's about all this town has to offer. There's gas stations, McDonald's, you know, a couple of fast food joints. Like we're going to go up to a gas station up here. And if we turn down here to the left, there's a Love's truck stop. We're not going down that far. We're going to go straight over the freeway here. This is Highway 10 that we're going over. So if we got on here, we'd be heading towards Phoenix. So this is kind of a good stopping place, you know, if you need to use the restroom or just want to pick up some fast food, take a little break, gas up, which that's what we're going to do. We're just going to top off our tank. Of course, Lucy's back in the closet. She's been in the closet since we started putting things down, like the cable, and or not cable, the satellite, and all that kind of stuff. She knows the signs, and boy, she heads to that closet and gets in her box. Now up here, I don't know if you can see very well on the right where the cars are starting to pull. I just noticed there's all these, like, looks like people bending over. So it's a vendor that's got, looks like tights or something like that, or no, leggings, and he's got them on mannequins. But it looks kind of funny from here when I first noticed it. I thought, oh, is that person bending over? Were they mooning somebody? So the lights change. If we get up closer, we'll see. Get a better look. See them all there? All the little butts? Okay, we're turning in here, so I will turn this off for a bit while we gas up. This is just kind of indicative of how the town looks. So you can see it's not much of a town. You know, it's just a lot of junk. But it serves its purpose. And that movie I mentioned was Nomad Land. So, a terrific movie. I suggest you watch it. Frances McDormand always does such an excellent job. Well, we're finished gassing up, so I'm going to turn this off, and I'll be back on later on down the road. I'm back on already. I just had to come back on. There's some more, you know, the RV parks here in Quartzsite. And we passed a street that was called No Name Street. That tells you a little bit more about the town. Now, you know, we've never considered staying here for the winter because it doesn't have a regular grocery store, you know, it has like some of the little grocery stores that twice as much money, and no movie theater and that kind of stuff. So at least where we're at in Yuma, we drive a half hour. We're in the town of Yuma. You can get anything you want, possibly. The next town we come to will be Parker, and it's a little bit fancier than this one. I'll come back on when we get into there. See you soon. Well, about a half hour or so from Quartzsite is the town of Parker, Arizona. This is a little bit more of a town than Quartzsite is. It's got regular grocery stores, it's got a movie theater. It also has a bunch of RV parks too. Hotels, as you can see. Keep this on while we get till we get to the other side. Now up here at the light, is it this light, honey? This light that you turn to go to Havasu? Okay. There's a light coming up. Looks like there must be two lights in town. Here's trip down to Parker. We are going to go straight through this intersection. I don't know if you've noticed, but the gas over there is $5.04 because we are still in Arizona. Now, we'll be crossing over kind of into California as we're going along 95, but the gas prices will go up there. But if you were to turn right at this light, you could go over to Lake Havasu. You know, a lot more of the town is down that direction. So we're kind of skirting it. We're going to go straight ahead. Let's see. There's TheraBox, $4.69 a gallon. There's a little cafe up here on the left, right before the Quality Inn, and we've eaten there. It's an old place, but they got good food, so we have stopped there. In fact, you can see the parking lot is full. So it's a good place to go. And a little ways up the road here, there's a bridge, and that's where we'll be turning to, we'll continue down 95, honey? Will we still be on 95?
We're no longer on 95.
Okay, we're no longer on 95.
But we're taking 62 over to US 95.
Okay, so now we are taking 62 to US 95. There's a difference in them, and I can never keep it straight. Here we come. Now, I'm not as used to going this direction because, to head home. Because normally we head over to California as soon as we leave Yuma. But Bob's daughter has moved away from California to North Carolina, and his dad passed on last year. So, there's still odds and ends of family there. It's not really a reason for us to go through there every time we're, heading home or back down to Yuma. So we're heading straight up to Vegas to see my daughter. This is just a different route. I'm not as used to it. Now you can see the sign, welcome to California. So if you wanted to get cheaper gas back in Parker was the place. And off to the right, somewhere down the road, is a Parker Dam. I mean, it's a nice road. The problem is it's only one lane each direction. Every once in a while there'll be a passing lane. There's a sign over here to my right, Wild Burros on Highway. So you gotta be careful, watch for critters. See, coming to the area with a lot of wide loads. Well, we're a wide load too. Ooh. See if we can get through here because there's a truck coming. Here we go. Welcome to California. So now that we're in California, our speed limit has to change. Anyone that is towing, like a truck or a motorhome towing a car, or a vehicle towing a trailer, the speed limit for us is 55. So we have to drive a little slower through California. Which gets irritating sometimes because the cars, I think, don't really think about that, who are, who maybe pile up behind us. So if there isn't anywhere for us to pull over and let cars go by, they just have to take the chance on passing us. Watch for animals, of course. Always watching for animals. So now we're out of Parker. See, it wasn't very long. Seems like they've improved this road from the last time I went on it. But as you can see up ahead, there's just nothing but nothingness. So when we go to get off this 62, I'll come back on. About 20 miles out of Parker, we're still on 62, but this is where 62 crosses 95 again. Remember, we were on a 95. So we're coming to an agricultural checkpoint station that we've got to go through. And from here, we will turn and go right back onto 95, or is it on to 95, honey, or is it a different 95?
US 95.
US 95. Let's see. And we'll stay on 95 until we get up near, what is that, 40? Get up to 40. So here they check, and California inspection station.
Hello. Do we have? We'd have succulents. The little cactus plants. Yeah.
That's just one.
Okay, thank you.
Just one survived. He asked us, if we had any plants or things like that. And those of you who watch my videos on the way down, we did come down here with some little succulents. I think I had about 3. I can't see what the gas is at that station. Anyway, only one of the succulents has survived. I'm just not good with plants. So now we are on 95. US 95. And we'll stay on here till we come up to 40, which is around Needles, California. And you don't want to stop in Needles because that's one of the most expensive places to get gas and food. So now we're back in the radar enforced speed limit of 55 for vehicles towing trailers. There's a sign, all vehicles when towing 55 maximum. Otherwise it's 65 for the rest of the cars. But I doubt if many of them do 65. I mean, the way they speed past us. So I'll stay off now till we come to the town of Searchlight. See you in a bit. I had to come back on and show you these mountains here. This kind of scenery has been a good part of the way, so I wanted to share it with you. Otherwise, there's nothing out here, just land. Isn't that gorgeous? See if I can move you up closer. There you go. There you go. We should be coming up to the interchange between 40 and 95, so I'll come back on when we get to 40. We are now coming into Needles. It's about 60 miles we've gone from Parker, Arizona. And so here we get onto Interstate 40. Look over Bob for confirmation. I'm curious to see what the gas is here, so there's some gas stations up there. I hope I'll be able to see them. So we will get on to 40 for about 12 miles and then get back on to 95 again. Let's see if I can see that.
It's over $6.
Oh, Bob says it's over $6 from what he can see.
$6.79.
Oh my God, $6.79 at the mobile station there. Did I say the prices were higher here?
But Needles is always the highest place.
Right, Needles is always one of the highest places to get gas. So if you're ever coming through here, make sure you don't plan on getting gas in Needles. I mean, it's not just because the prices are up right now. It's always higher in Needles. So here we're getting on to Interstate 40, heading west. One time we stopped here at a McDonald's and we went in, ordered our lunch and then found out how much it cost. And we walked out, said forget it. The prices on the hamburgers were so much higher. And that's for a McDonald's cheap hamburger. So this is a regular little city. Here comes that McDonald's up here to the right where we had stopped. Sorry that you keep seeing this part like of the motorhome. That's all I can do while riding in here is have to put up with a little bit of the parts of the rig. So I will turn this off now until we get to 95 again. And just a short hop, skip, and a jump. And we're at the exit for Searchlight, Vegas, getting back onto California 95. US 95. It's so hard to keep my 95 straight because there's two of them. Then we go back and forth across different ones. So now we are going to be heading north again. And as you can see, the scenery has not changed. Here we go, get on the road, puts us another, one lane each direction. 55. Now we have had the big semis passing us on the other part of 95, and they're supposed to only be doing 55. We're doing a little over it, and they just zoom past. So, I don't know. Anyway, our next stop is going to be a rest stop. So I will come back on then. See ya. Well, we have crossed the border now into Nevada. Up ahead here, there'd be a turnoff. If any of you do this same trek like we're doing, about a half a mile, there's a junction for Laughlin. So if you want to pull off, go over there, stay a day or two. There's a couple of nice RV parks over there. It's been quite a few years since we've been. Turn to the right here and head over to Laughlin. And now for a while, we have a 2-lane highway for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's nice. We have 2 lanes. We don't have to have cars piling up behind us.
Plus faster speed on it too.
Oh, and another important thing, now that we're in Nevada, we have a faster speed limit for towing. So goodbye, California. Here's a gas station. It's $5.69, so it's $1 cheaper than the gas was in Needles. Go figure. So I'll come back on when we get near the rest stop that we're going to pull off. And here we come. Rest stop has arrived. It was about 24 miles. From Needles, where we got off of 40 and turned back on to 95. So we're going to pull over here, have a bit of lunch, use the facilities maybe. It's a nice spot. I mean, unplug you here because I can't turn. There we go. So trucks and RVs go down here to the left. It's really a nice rest stop, very pretty. This is the only rest stop we have seen since we left Yuma. Oh, there's a couple of little doggies, all excited. Alright. Well, I'll turn you off here. We are now coming up to the little town of Searchlight. And in here, there's a McDonald's. And I see, what else? Not much. It's just a little town. But it's really known for being a speed trap. I mean, they slow us down to 25 miles an hour. And they really maintain it. I think that's how they keep the city going, is by all the tickets they hand out. You can see it's got a terrible gas. The gas here, the diesel is $5.49, and the regular gas is $5.69. So you can see a lot of people stop here. Took us about 4.5 hours to get here. It's just a little town. And most people know about the speed traps. You see, everybody's going pretty darn slow. The Denny's. Of course, casino within the Denny's area. Okay, now we're coming out of the 25. We're moving up to 35. So that was the town. Of course, you can see up on the hill, people live up there. Here we go. Speed limit is getting up to 45. So I will come back on when we meet up with 93. Is that correct? 93. Hello. We are now coming up to the junction of Highway 93, which will take us down into Henderson, Las Vegas area. If we went straight, we'd go into Boulder City, which is a city I've never been into, but one of our friends, they stop there and spend the night in an RV park. And they say it's really nice there. So you have that option too if you don't want to go down into Vegas. And while you're in Boulder City, you can go over to the Hoover Dam. So go straight down the road. I might add, after we left that little town of Searchlight, for a several mile little section of the freeway, it was dedicated to veterans. About every, so many feet, there'd be a sign like dedicated to World War I veterans, another one World War II veterans. So it was broken up into
2 miles.
Into segments.
US 93 North.
And I hope you're not hearing Siri say, talking about us getting on the freeway, but if you are, she's doing her job. So here we are now on 93. If we went the opposite direction, if we headed the other way, it'd be going towards Kingman, Arizona. So even after we get above this crest coming up here, so we can look down the valley and see Henderson and further on Vegas. Until we get to where we can see the city. There in the distance, you can see Vegas. It's a little cloudy today. So, I don't know how well you can see it. Let me move this closer. Now, we will continue with the directions to Oasis RV Park. Some of you from here might go to your own spots you want to go to the park. There are several RV parks. We found Oasis to be the best one that depends on how long you're going to be staying, what you plan on doing. A lot of them are more like the parking lot type ones where you're fairly close. But a lot of people like to go to the casinos and they don't spend a lot of time in their rigs, so it doesn't really matter. When we're here, we're visiting family, so we like to have a little more space. So I will be doing these directions, like I say, going to Oasis RV Village Resort. See a lot of homes being built out here in Henderson. Really growing out here. Seen through the screen. Now over there, more towards the left, you can see, if you can see, Stratosphere. So I will get off for a while until we come to our exit. It's about a little less than 20 miles to the exit that we're getting on to 215. It was actually only about 2.5 to 3 miles to our exit. Exit 23, which is I-215 heading west. And it looks like a little bit of traffic coming to a stop up here. We are back in the city. I don't know why they're stopping. But in the distance, you can probably see the city. I'll move you closer again.
Merged into one lane up here, that's fine.
No. Okay. I don't know if you heard Bob, but he said it merges into one lane up here, so that's why we're slowing down. In actuality, the right lane should have been off to go to the right for the need. But they made it where you go a little bit further on there to merge in with this
Keep left to
lane.
merge onto I-215 West.
Or Siri puts her 2 cents worth in. Once they get merged, it starts picking up there. It's not like we're going to be sitting in traffic. So you can see it's an easy jaunt up to Vegas from Yuma. I'm going to shut this off for a bit until we get further up the road and start getting closer to Oasis RV Park. And I'll come back on. Okay, we got off 215 onto what was called Windmill Lane. And then part way up there, it became Blue Diamond. And now it's telling us to turn left onto Windmill Lane again. So we'll kind of jut it over. And this is where we are turning right into the park. Ooh, that guy cut it close. I haven't been in any form of traffic like this for 6 months, so I get a little nervous going through here. Until we get used to it again. Then we turn right here. Oasis Las Vegas RV Resort. Now this park is probably one of the more expensive ones in the Vegas area, but it's
Turn left.
really
Then
nice.
the destination is on your left.
Siri's still yakking here. They say to turn left here. You don't have a choice. The road just turns into it. Here's Oasis Las Vegas. So a little line here. There's a rig up there that's checking in. Like I say, there are other RV resorts, like the Circus has one. You're more or less in like a parking lot, from what I hear. I imagine that's a lot cheaper. And then there's we checked out a few. I've done videos on the different RV parks in the Vegas area, so go check out some of my videos that are on the park. Go into my playlist that is a travel RV. See, you just come in here. Just gotta be careful coming in close. And after we check in here at the gate, we'll pull up there to the right. We see their other rig up there pulling in while we wait to get in the building to check in. Got through the checkpoint, so now we get to move up into the parking holding area. Now I'll stay here in the rig while Bob goes in and checks his in, because it's, as you know, a little hard for me to get down out of the rig with the steps not working, so. Let's close.
Their steps tight.
Bob just noticed the RV next to us, their steps are tied up too. They must have the same problem. So I'll come back on after Bob gets in, and we'll leave this on while we drive over to our spot. And we have checked in, and we're now rolling over to where our spot is. Bob didn't give me any directions to follow, so he says he knows where we go. We'll see. But you can see these are very nice spots. And of course, it's different rates depending on what type of spot you want to. Yeah, these all along here are pull-throughs. A couple streets over, they're back in only. Like the ones here on my right don't have a little patch of green, but over here and to the left they do. Speed bumps. And this rig pulling in front of us was next to us when we were parked in the holding area there. It is a long rig. When he pulled out, I was really watching. Make sure he wasn't going to scrape us. Where's Bobby taking us? Round and round and round we go. Right, now we went back, heading back in the other direction towards the clubhouse. He's being very mysterious. He's not telling me where, so I have a feeling it must be up here. So this pretty much ends our little trek for today. I won't be back on until Monday. Now today is Thursday, March 31st. So this is part of my first video, which will be days 1 through, I think it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 through 4, and then Monday will be 5. Will be day 5, and we'll leave Vegas and head down to Barstow and go to a little ghost town called Calico around Barstow. So hope you enjoyed this part of the video. Hope you all have a good weekend, and we'll be back on Monday.